Hello! It's time for the fourth one. Honestly, I could probably start right now if I wanted to. I think more people are probably gonna trickle in soon, but for those who are here right now, this is the fourth of the 9-year retrospective streams, and also what I would consider the first part of the second half of these retrospective streams, because there's gonna be 6 of these, and this is number 4. If you remember from last time, we covered the end of 2019 and a pretty much all of 2020 except for November and December. But as if you were there last time, you would if you were there last time, you would know that 2020 kind of marks a like kind of a change in attitude of how I dealt with LogoBro, because like as you're gonna see, like maybe not in this stream, but like probably in the next two, things are gonna start like kind of winding down, and I'm gonna like kind of spend more time with not YouTube stuff. Like I'm gonna spend more time on Twitter, just making art. And 2020 was kind of the beginning of that, but you're not gonna like again. That's probably gonna be more prevalent in Stream 5 and Stream 6, but this is today we are going to be covering like the end of 2020 and the first half of 2021. If you could probably tell this by reading the description, but this is probably not gonna be the most notable of the streams. Like there's not gonna be the most big content to cover, and it's really gonna be more so straightforward. But yeah, hopefully that means that we won't really have any troubles in this one. I guess we're probably good to go ahead and start. Uh, I don't really. I never know how to start these streams. I, I feel like I should have figured it out by number 4, but yeah. Anyway, starting us off is a video on LogoBro 2. This is a trailer for a one-level mod I made for Mario 64 called Cool Cool Battlefield. And the concept of the mod was to take a level from the original game and kind of retheme it into like a snow level. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm kind of, you know, like that really was just a trailer, so I'm gonna kind of like more so give a review of the actual hack here. And I would originally I was actually gonna play the hack on the stream, but I don't know, this trailer kind of shows off everything it has to offer. And also, I hate that the last two streams went over 4 hours, so I'm trying to kind of mitigate on wasting time with things, but yeah, I don't. And if you remember from the first stream, I made a mod of Mario 64 called Evil 64, and it was pretty bad. And I think this is an improvement over it, but it is still not the greatest thing in the world. It is still pretty bad. Well, no, not probably not bad, but like C tier. Like a lot of the things you do are just a repeat of the original with no like added changes, and also some parts of the game are pretty unfair. But yeah, that is Cool Battlefield. You could play it if you want. Uh, I think I think I linked it in the description of this. It's a MediaFire, okay. But yeah, it should be on romhacking.com if you want to play it. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Going to the main channel. This is the first in a three-part series called the LogoBro Archive, which was basically just me. I found a bunch of old files of things I made back in about 20. Hold on, I had to check something. 2015, and turns out that they still, like, if I managed to find the assets that I used for them, then I was able to reconstruct like a good chunk of them. And so the first two videos in this archive series are pretty much just that. And so I guess without further ado, here is part one.
The following allotment. The following allotment. The following allotment. The program is brought to you in living color on ECVN.
That was good. I don't know what happened there. Okay, I don't remember if it's in this video, but I'm pretty sure uh there is like loud stuff in it, like in the some of the archive stuff, so probably be wary with your volume when you're kind of watching these.
This is not tele.
This is TNE, the National Education.
The following program is in there from any name.
This is PBS. This is
This is PBS. 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 PBS.
We are PBS.
We are PBS. We are PBS. We are PBS.
Be more. PBS.
Be more. PBS. More.
Okay, in my defense, that was 8 years ago. I was like 10. That's good. I always love hearing my old voice.
PBS presents this program in color.
The following program is brought to you in living color on
NET.
I think this song is probably copyrighted. Yeah, that's the first of the archive videos. I do enjoy how, like, this is, like, since we're in the, like, kind of second half of the whole streams, like, we are kind of, like, we are now completely in, like, the modern era, and I start that pretty much by just showing you videos from 2015. I think that's good. Uh, just kind of going through these. This one is, like, it does seem like it is a 2015 video. If you remember, if you were here for the first stream, you probably remember what the Joey Show is, and you're also probably wondering who. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're probably wondering who Jason is. I don't know who he is. Uh, these are the credits with my glorious beatboxing. Yeah, riveting. This was just something I made. I wanted to do like cartoon reviews at some point, and that's just because I watched some guy called Mysterious Mr. Enter like back in 2015, and I pretty much just wanted to do that, and I never did because that would have been terrible. This is just an effect video. This is a remake. This is this one's interesting because it's like if I made the I Need a Logo History PBS thing from 2018 like 3 years prior. And I don't know, like it seems to be finished. I don't know why I never uploaded it. This one's this one's great. This one's also great. Again, this one was finished. I don't know why I didn't upload like things that were just completely finished. It's kind of weird. But anyway, not to really dwell too much longer. This is another thing on LogoBro 2. This is AI generated Mario 64 back when back when AI was cool. Uh, you may have noticed that some of those sounded a little off, and that's pretty much just due to the limitations of the AI I was using to make these. I think it was called like MuseNet or something, but yeah, this was before it was kind of not cool to use AI. I feel like this is probably something I would not make today because I'm not really too huge on, kind of making stuff like this, but yeah. Uh, and this one also, I'd also like to know that this got like decently popular. Yeah, MuseNet AI. Like 24,000 views is pretty good, especially for an alt channel. Uh, Next up is something that I don't know if we're actually going to watch because this is technically like this was just like a thing I made like with some friends. Like for some backstory, I think there was a person in like the comments of one of my videos that like asked if I could make them like an intro or something, and their profile picture and their name was like something that had to do with like Daddy Pig from Peppa Pig, and me and a couple of friends pretty much just kind of whipped this up. I don't remember what's in this video, but it is apparently unlisted.
Hello, I am Daddy Pig from Pepper Pig. I cool and I am a pig. You can see that I'm cool because I very big yo yo yo. Listen up to my new rap. Guys, I have update today. And I got hurt so bad, guys. Ow, 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 ow. It make me scream so much and bad and much. Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, that was as inexplicable as I remember it being. If you're curious, this rainbow one was mine. I remember who made this one. I think I remember who made this one. I don't remember who made this first one. Uh, yeah, very quickly moving on because I do not care to look at Daddy Pig anymore. This is the channel trailer from 2020 that I used for a kind of ridiculous amount of time. Yeah, I don't think this invite link still works, but yeah, as with pretty much every channel trailer that I've made, there's at least a couple things that never got made into full videos. This was just kind of a little thing I made for a Discord server. This was I'm pretty sure you're gonna see this in an upcoming archive video. This was kind of just like a test This was for a channel I made for a friend. This was a mod I was making for Mario World that I never finished. And this is this stuff is actually like the raw like footage from like ADTV. Like for a while, for a while I used to make these in like widescreen, and I still make them without the filter because I kind of have to. But yeah, this is kind of what they look like without like any of the effects on them. And then this was something I was working on for a while, like I think a year and a half, and again I never finished it. It was a kind of a station ID compilation for PRS. I also just realized I don't think I ever talked about LogoBro L, which was I can't really be bothered to pull it up right now, but this was a Twitter account I made specifically for the YouTube channel that I posted like 2 things on, and then never again. And also, like as I mentioned before, I played this. I use this video for a pretty baffling amount of time. Like I think I used this until the end of 2021, and at that point I kind of gave up, and I kind of gave up on like making a new channel trailer and just made the thing that automatically plays when you visit my page. I think the evolution of ITV idents, which I think is coming up next stream. But anyway, next up is something we're not gonna watch because this is just the first ADTV collection, which is like I don't bring this up a lot, but I do kind of separate ADTV into like seasons, like 1 to 10, 11 to 20, and this was just a compilation of the first quote unquote season of ADTV. This was states 1 to 10, and again we're not going to watch it because we've seen all of these. So next up is a logo capture. This is just kind of an interesting logo capture. This is the 50 years. This is something that I think the Smithsonian made for 50 years of PBS.
Fast forward 50 years for a birthday look at what we think we know about PBS and what maybe we don't.
Yeah, I don't know who was the editor at the Smithsonian that made this, but whoever they were, they seem to be pretty good at like maybe they're in the logo fandom, who knows? Or maybe they just yeah, I don't know how this ended up in an official Smithsonian video, because the Smithsonian is a pretty like a major organization, and understandably a lot of people think that I made this. And I could see that with like the visuals, but some people like I think a person thought that the lady you hear in the video
For a birthday look
is my voice. And that is, I think, very far from the truth, as you can hear right now. Anyway, next up is the next 2 things are the last 2 parts of the archive series. This is number 2, which is pretty much more the same from number 1. Okay, we're actually going to skip Alphabet Dance because it's pretty much just another person's video with some effects slapped on. I don't know why I put this of all things in the archive video, and also like you'll notice it says Hold on, notice it says music has been altered for copyright purposes. The song that played during this was Witch Doctor, which is like the ooh ee ooh ah ting tang walla walla bing bang song, and I did alter it in this video. It did not work. It still got copyright claimed, and out of fear of this stream getting taken down, because I'm still paranoid about what happened with the first stream where I played the Fox fanfare, and that for some reason took it down like worldwide, and I had to like kind of fix it. Also, yes, unfortunately, you did miss the Joey show. I'm very sorry. So, and we're going to skip Alphabet Dance and move on to those crazy logos. Volume warning for this one, I think. Jesus, that scared me. Why do I do that? Okay, thank God. That was that was usually when I like make something loud in these videos, it's like kinda loud. That was more so just obnoxious. I also don't know if that was how it was originally intended, because I don't know if you noticed, but there were some parts of that were kind of weird. Anyway, next up is a hoax. Yeah, I don't know how convincing that was because it kind of seems less so in hindsight. But yeah, I made that. I did not actually make that in 2013. I think I made it in 2019. I want to say, and just kind of pretended that it was a video older than it actually was. I don't know why I included it here because that kind of discredits the validity of this archive. But I'm very sorry. I have not slept a wink since this has gone up. Anyway, next up is something. No, I'll comment on that later.
This is National Educational Television.
This is NET, the National Educational Television Network.
Yeah, he's. I, I, I didn't mean to kind of comment on these first three when I started the video, but, I guess I did. Uh, these last three are. I say last three, that's including all the images, but these last three are. I think this was probably. This one's kind of interesting because I feel like. Yeah, you probably can't really tell because I could barely tell, but you pretty much only tell by the title. But I think this was my first attempt at a fictional logo history. Not my first, maybe not my first real attempt because that I think that still goes to Anglia, USA. But this was, the seeds were planted, and this was a remake of. Yeah, you could pretty much tell what that is by the title. It was, and you could also tell that it was made in MS Paint. And there's not much to note about most of these images. They're kind of just like things I made while messing around in like paint.net. I will say that this, well, you can't really see it because it's being covered up by the taskbar, but this taskbar, I mean, it's being covered up by the playbar, but this taskbar is the ugliest color I've ever seen. Really, like, most of this, pretty much all of this is pretty ugly. I don't know how I lived with that. I don't know why I have an icon for eBay on the desktop either. But, And moving on, this is the third and final in the LogoBro Archive trilogy, and this one deals with much more recent stuff, like this is unused stuff from 2020. And we're going to skip this first one because we already saw it in the last stream.
All across the nation, it's season's greetings from A, B, C.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see the troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. Open your eye to the realism of Nintendo 66 as you play Super Mario 64. Submerge in a...
It's me, Mario. Hello. Okie dokie. Mamma mia! It's me, Mario!
And that is the end of the archives. Yeah, I think again, I'm just gonna habit. I'm gonna kind of go through this. This was an unused thing I made for Windows Network. I think it's a little more original than the one I actually ended up going with, but I do still like the one I ended up going with. Uh, this was like this is probably the star of the show right here. This unfinished ABC logo parody. Uh, I might like I almost want to like kind of redo this. Like some of these are all right that I might not have to redo some of them, but like maybe this one isn't great and that last one's unfinished. Uh some of these I probably could have left out. I don't really see the reason of sharing like kind of just unfinished versions of things that actually got made. This was a thing I made for another channel that I probably could have covered last time, but I didn't because it's not LogoBro. This I don't have an explanation for. This was like I don't know if you remember from the first like maybe the second and third stream. No, just the second stream. I want to say. But every time I would get a new logo, I would kind of go into the project file of the last one and kind of just like destroy it. And that was pretty much a return of that. But this never got uploaded. It probably could have because it looks pretty finished to me. But these were some early versions of the intro that I was using around this time. This one, I think they're kind of interesting. You're just kind of seeing like the first and second draft. I guess like probably especially the second one because it's close enough to the final, but there's still some differences. This was just kind of an out. This was an unused outro. This is probably also going to get the stream flag for copyright. This is something I made for a collab. This was an like I don't know, like if you remember from the last stream, the first thing I uploaded on LogoBro 2 was kind of something in like the same vein as this, except this one was very much more of a ripoff of a series that was going on around this time called the Mario 64 Classified, which I think was like an analog horror series based on the game. And this was very much a ripoff of that, especially like this end part. This was another kind of horror Mario 64 thing. And this is something I'm still kind of proud of. Like, I wanted to finish this, but I guess I just kind of gave up at some point. But I did make all of these sounds from scratch. Some of them sound a little better than others. I think like the actual like kind of little jingles are better than like the full startup and shutdown noises. But yeah, that is the end of the archives. I think I was gonna make a fourth one at some point, but I discovered that I did not have nearly enough to justify making a fourth one. And with that out of the way, here is the next video, which is a fan-made logo for Globo. Yeah, I think I got it pretty close to what actually ended up, getting used. I think I think this design was like kind of in public circulation before Globo actually introduced their new logo. And I did make this music from scratch. And quickly moving on, here is I'm pretty sure yeah, the last I Need a Life as of right now. I might make another one at some point, but if if you remember, I Need a Life was the first ongoing series on the channel, and now we are finally putting an end to that. kind of put that in quotation marks though, because it's not canceled. It's not officially over. I will probably make another one at some point. Maybe not soon, but maybe in the future. But anyway, here is KETC. Yeah, I'd also like to note that the last time we saw I Need a Life, it was the very last video before the premiere of ADTV. So since the last time we've seen this, a lot has changed. And also, speaking of series that we have not seen since 2019, this is DTV Episode 2, Yorkshire, which was the Christmas video for this year. Yeah, we're kind of starting to reach the end. Although I think this was uploaded a day after Christmas. But here is, for context, I think the last one was I think July 2019, and this is December 2020. So without further ado, here is Yorkshire, or York Czech.
Someone's I'm sure I'm having a word fight.
That was a lot shorter than I remember it. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know if that was worth the wait of a year and a half, but it's not terrible. I think I will say that since this came out December 26th, that means that there were indeed people yelling at me for not getting the video out on time on Christmas Day. And don't do that. Like kind of a point of advice. Don't ask me to do a video on Christmas. But yeah, here is our last two videos of the year, which are both on LogoBro 2. Here is the first of them. Here is the anti-piracy screen for Super Mario World. It goes without saying that this is fake. Yeah. If you weren't really kind of on this side of the internet during this time, there was a trend going around like during mid to late 2020 where people would make a kind of fake anti-piracy screens of various video games. And I'm pretty sure nobody had done one of Mario World yet, which is surprising, but yeah, so I kind of threw my hat in the ring and I made this. And not to toot my own horn, but I will say that this was probably more realistic than most of the other ones, because a lot of the other ones had like they were very kind of creepy pasta, like character looking at you sad, like blood everywhere, you know. I don't know why it sounds like it was recorded in a cave. I don't I don't know what exactly was the decision. I can't speak today. Decision behind that, but yeah. Moving on, here is our last video of 2020. God, what a year! And we will kind of be skipping through it because it is 24 minutes long. Here is Mario 64, the unused music, which is one of the most popular things I've ever uploaded. Yeah, I'm not gonna like play the whole thing, but yeah, you don't really need to listen to most of these. I don't know why is this one the most replayed. Okay, I don't get that, but if you want to listen to these, I'll play this one at least. Yeah, if you want to listen to these, they are, they're still kind of there. It's 24 minutes, so it's a lot of listening material. Most of these are just like kind of the original songs, but with like the tempo or the pitch changed and like the instruments and all that. Uh, so it's maybe maybe I like some of these. I think I like about half of these, but I would like I think the star of the show is the first one, which is the only one that is a completely original song. Well, not completely original because it is just the Mario theme, but it is the only original arrangement in the entire video, and it is I think the only thing I've made where I've seen it like pop up in random places. Like I've heard like kind of recreations of it that people have made. I think the craziest thing that came out of this one is there's an animator that I think is pretty cool. Their name is Spice Vipe. They've made like kind of parodies of like Sonic and Mario, and in their parody of Mario 64, which actually I'm gonna pull up right now. Just kind of sorry for the quick detour, but where is it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it is just kind of random, just kind of in that video, and like I watched it when it came out, and I was very surprised to hear the song in the video. So I kind of made a post about it on Twitter, like saying, like not mad at them for using my song, but more so just like my song in a Spice Vibe video. I That's crazy. And they saw it and they were like, "Oh my god, you made that!" And then they followed me, and that was crazy because they're like ridiculously talented, and it's crazy to think that there's somebody with that talent who likes my stuff. But then again, John Cena also follows me on Twitter, but that's neither here nor there. Just kind of casually flexing. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about this one. Again, it is pretty decently popular. I still get people asking when, like, if I'm gonna release like every song individually, and I might. Like, it won't be like separate videos, obviously, but it will probably be like an announcement video with like a download link in the description. But yeah, that is it for 2020. And before we move on to 2021, there is a new thing that I am introducing to these streams, and this is the first year where I could actually do it. So as I said last year, or as I said last stream, this was like 2020 was kind of the point where I started focusing more on like doing digital art, and I have all these wacky characters now. So I think kind of every time we get through a year, like for the rest of these streams, like 2020, 2021, 2022, etc. I've prepared like little videos that kind of showcase every piece of art I had made throughout the year. And I guess I'll go ahead and play the one I made for 2020. This is the art gallery. Okay, I think it's going. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I see that brought this the viewer count to 2. That's good. That's good. Anyway, getting back to the stuff people actually care about, I guess. Let's begin our journey through the first half of 2021. I was not expecting it to take so long just to get here, but yeah. I guess we'll start it off with our first two things aren't really things. Like, that is our first thing of 2021, which is a reference to a video from 2016. And here's an announcement video for another Q&A. Oh, Jesus, I forgot this. Yeah, I don't think we really needed to watch that, but again, it's a video on the channel. I guess we have to look at everything. Our next thing is our first actual video of the year. Although, I don't... It's the weakest... Like, you're gonna see what I mean. Like, no, never mind. I was gonna say something, but what I'm talking about isn't gonna be seen until next stream, but... Here is, one video from every ITV franchisee.
Music Man and Mascara now. Walk on the Wild Side.
This is Carlton Television from London, part of ITV1. Now for the news, we say a very good afternoon to Katie Derham.
Good morning and a happy new year from West Country, your new television service for the Southwest.
Yeah, I think these types of like one item from every blah 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 was kind of a thing that was going around that a lot of people were doing. I know Yuridayumic or what still don't know how to pronounce I still don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think he was doing some of them. And I think these were pretty much all of these were pretty good picks. I think I probably should have done the cake for Central and I've, this one probably seems like an oddity now, but I think that when I was making this video, this was like only recently discovered, like maybe a month ago. So I kind of had to put that because it's kind of just fascinating knowing that there was just like there's probably still entire ITV logos that I haven't seen, and I obviously had to include this one. But yeah, that was that one. Kind of what I was gonna say before I farted the video. That's good. That's a good commentary. Was I think this is the weakest ITV related video of the year. And I mainly just say that because the only other there's two other ITV logo videos to come out this year, and one of them is pretty good, and the other is I think like it's probably not like it's not my number one anymore because it's been like it was surpassed by a video very similar to it, which we will get into on the last stream, but it used to be my favorite video on the entire channel. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Here is the Q&A, part 2. This great art. Yeah, pretty. Again, pretty much the same deal as last time. I'm gonna look through and kind of see if I still agree with what I said in this video. I am. I still do think about doing an NBC thing. I think I said this previously, but I've gotten like I've done like some of it, and DTV3 did eventually come out. And yeah, I guess I agree with the Sony TV thing too. And this was a relic of an older time because Canada and Australia never ended up happening because pretty much the same reason I said I didn't do Brazil, and UK is now canceled. Uh, this did eventually end up coming out. I think we're gonna see it this stream. And also, I like this one because you'll notice that like I said a lot, and that kind of just shows how around this time I kind of cared a lot more about art than I did like most things about like on this channel. And I don't know, I can't really blame myself for that. And I'm kind of surprised I answered a question from Horizon Point because if you know, you know. It is yellow. Uh, can't really give an updated response on this because it's kind of retrospective-y. And this was the official announcement where I said that LogoBro 3 was not a thing anymore, which it would not, which would pretty much still be the case until like early next year. Yeah, I don't think I had as much to say about this one as I did the last one, but oh, yeah, I am also not doing a part 3. If I do another Q&A, it's gonna be like in random. It's gonna be like in a community post or something, and not like a full-fledged video. Anyway, next up is an. I think this is actually our first ADTV thing of the entire stream, which is surprising because we've been going for an hour and a half. This is ADTV 60 years 2020, and I don't like this one. Yep. Again, it's just kind of boring, and Halfways would make a much better ADTV logo for 2020. So I would not count this as canon. This is you've heard it here. This is not canon. I also like how the jingle I made for this has too many notes. So for one of the notes, it's just nothing happens. Uh, anyway, next up is another ADTV thing. This is our first actual, like full-fledged ADTV of the stream. Granted, it's a UK, it's ADTV UK, but you know, here is ADTV UK2 Southwest. Yeah, I don't think I'm huge on that one. I think it kind of peaked around like the middle here. Like, I think the beginnings and like the endings are kind of weak. Uh, and again, I do kind of wish I put like a thing in the corner on some of these earlier ones that kind of tells you who made what. Oh my god, my throat is starting to hurt. But yeah. Besides that, this is honestly kind of a nothing one. Not a whole lot interesting happens. It felt a lot shorter than 3 minutes and 18 seconds though. And next up is another logo capture. This is Channel 4. Yeah, I think I pulled this from a report that I think the BBC was doing on Channel 4's launch. I don't know if this ever aired on Channel 4 or if this was just like a thing they made specifically for the news. But anyway, next up is our first actual like full-on 80 TV state of the stream, which is again surprisingly far into the stream. Here is 80 TV 23 Minnesota. And I think this one is a little better than the 80 TV UK we just watched. Again, I think the beginning is a little weak, but I think once you get to like here and maybe not this one, but this one, but I think it starts to get a little better. I still don't. ADTV is weird around this era. Like I don't like it's at like a point where better than it's better than it was like a year ago, but it's still not like great. I don't think it really gets great until I think 26. Yeah. But next up's a weird one. This is an announcements video for LogoBro 2. And I don't know what exactly I was going for with like kind of the general tone of this video. Like it seems like weirdly sad and cold for an announcements video, which was like I noticed that in the first archive video too. It was just kind of gray and there's like these weird droning sounds and I don't know what's up with that vibe. I don't know if I like it or not. I like the arrangement of the castle theme in this one, but it's just kind of I don't know if it fits with an announcement video that's telling mostly good news. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Here's another thing on LogoBro 2 and the first preview of like my kind of big hack of Mario 64 that I've been working on.
Let's go. Here we go! Here we go!
Yeah, for those who are curious, I am still working on this. I have just not shared a preview in a while. Uh, and also the level shown in the video does not actually, like, kind of the vibe is the same, but like the general like layout and everything has changed a lot. Uh, yeah. Next up is ADTV 24. Okay, I think that's the first appearance of this intro, which I think halfway is used for. I think into like the ADTV 30s. Yeah. I think again, I will say I think this is. I think it's slowly improving. There's. I think there's more words exiting my mouth, please. That'd be great. I think there's more good logos in here than there are kind of mad or bad ones. Next up is an April Fool's video, which is basically a border logo history.
This is Border Television, broadcasting to Cumbria, South Scotland, the Isle of Man, and North and West Northumberland, from the Colbeck, Selkirk, and associated transmitters of the Independent Broadcasting Authority.
In half an hour, the concluding part of The Two Mrs. Grenvilles. But now on Border, Friday night viewing continues with comedy in The Two of Us.
Good morning and welcome to Programmes on Border. In just a moment, Supermarket Sweep, but first, here's Richard.
Now from the dark ages of 999 AD to Victorian England, classic drama now, Oliver Twist.
And then I think it's just this for the rest of the video. I wasn't paying attention to when this started happening. When did this music kind of come into being? Like in ADTV, because it's part of the like Mario World jazz album that I play at the beginning of all these streams. But yeah, besides that, it's obviously this is an April Fool's video and a pretty good one at that. Like I feel like it does a good enough job at kind of like there's no real jokes in this first part, so you're kind of gonna believe that it's actually ADTV Missouri, and it also just works as a like albeit simplified, but a logo history for Border, which I know is not exactly the most interesting ITV region to make a logo history on, but yeah. Next up is another thing on LogoBro 2, which I wasn't expecting to show up as much as it does in the stream. Yeah, this is a new intro for LogoBro 2. This one would be used for a while. It'd be used for like well, let me see. Come on. Okay, so this is April 2021. This is pretty much a full year. I'd kind of play around with the music in this one a little bit. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. Sorry, my brain is kind of melting right now. We're not even like we're only like 2 hours in. But next up is something at least kind of interesting. This is a intro, like kind of like since this got a new intro, I was gonna do a new intro for the first channel too, and this is what it was gonna be. that ended up going unused. I think pretty much just because it's too simple, and also I don't think I needed a new intro around this time. That being said, I did technically start using a new intro, which you're gonna see in this next video, which is coming up right now. Yeah, here's the somewhat new intro. Also, this is our next video, ADTV Collection 11 to 20, which, again, we're not going to watch because we've seen all of this. But yeah, this is just kind of updated briefly. Mainly just because, since, at this point in the channel's history, LogoBro 3 is no longer, not a thing at this, right now. So, it kind of did make sense to have, one rectangle be blue for, the first channel, one be red for the second channel, one be three, and one be, oh god, why can I not speak this stream? Jesus. One green for number 3 when, number 3 does not exist. So it just kind of changed into just the typical LogoBro color palette, which is blue and white. And again, we're not watching this because it's just a collection of other videos. So, yeah, pretty quickly moving on from that, this is another oddity of a video. This is something I posted to LogoBro 2 at pretty late into the night. I think it was in the AMs or something. And shortly after making it, I went to bed, woke up, and it had 1,000 something views, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough for me. And I was not proud of it enough to really want it to blow up even more. So I unlisted this one, and you're probably going to see why pretty quickly. No spoilers. Why are we full screening? Sorry for these technical mishaps, but this is kind of, you're gonna, I'm tired, okay? Yeah, you can probably tell why I didn't want to keep this up for too long, because this is yeah, it only goes up to 240p, and I don't even think it took full advantage of that, because this is some crusty quality. And I'm, the only reason it's this low quality is just to hide, various blemishes. That being said, there are still some very visible inaccuracies, but, I don't think I or anybody watching this right now really cares too much about that. So, instead we're just gonna move on to the thing we just saw, the first frame of. This is the new ADTV logo. And as I said earlier, this was made by Halfways, and I think it is. I think it is a very good logo. I think the design is very good for a modernized take on the kind of classic ADTV 91 logo. and the animation looks pretty good. Like it looks like something an actual like TV, like American TV network would use in the modern day. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with the bitrate. I don't know why we're so low quality. It was weird. And next up is ADTV 25, which is going to be our last ADTV of the stream because after this one, the series kind of like the main series at least, because we're gonna see like a UK one at the beginning of the next stream, but the series kind of took a bit of a hiatus. I think, like for a while, it was the longest hiatus, and no, second longest because of the whole like 10 to 11 one, but it has been dwarfed by the wait between I think 34 and 35. Anyway, here is ADTV 25 Missouri. Yeah, for some reason I had it in my mind that I didn't really like this one, and I am happy to say that I have proven myself wrong because I do actually think that this one is pretty good. I think it's probably one of my favorites so far. It's like obviously it's not as good as like some of the ones that are coming up, but like for this point like in the series that I generally like regard as kind of mid tier, I think this was definitely a pretty good one. And God, we've kind of just got like a lot of we've had like a lot of weird ones like kind of in this little section here because this is a like what was supposed to be like kind of a 6-part series on LogoBro 2, which only ever ended up like amounting to one. Though that being said, I did end up like I had a lot of I have a lot of like unfinished like unuploaded progress on this series that I very well could upload at some point, but I'll see how I feel. This was a parody of not really I don't know if it's really a parody is what you call it, but kind of a my own like version of an album that was going around at the time called Everywhere at the End of Time, which was kind of a like an album like a collection of albums that was supposed to represent like dementia, and a lot of people were doing their own takes on it with like media they liked. And I know it's weird to just suddenly bring up dementia in the middle of this Logo channel retrospective stream, but I don't know, it's just this was my take on it, which was obviously since it's on LogoBro 2, this is Mario themed with a bunch of different Mario songs, which similar to a lot of the things we watch that are just music. We're not gonna stick around on this one for too terribly long. This is the Cake Bakers, Somewhere Near the End of Sunshine. Okay, I guess I did label it as a parody. I will say I am still kind of proud of this like little opening animation I did. Like that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of skip through these. Yeah, if you were around when I was covering like the Bandcamp stuff, you pretty much know what to expect here. It also has this. It's kind of weird, creepy version of the normal outro jingle. I don't know. You know what? No, I guess everywhere at the end of time was kind of seen as creepy. Yeah, a lot of these are just. I think choosing the title screen music from Mario Party 9 of all things was kind of a weird choice for the first stage. because that is not at all an iconic song. But yeah, a lot of these are just the original, but with like record static behind it and like slowed down with echo. So not really too much to comment on with that one. And next up is the this is okay. This has happened a surprising amount in the stream, like the return of series that we have not seen for a good while, because this is the first the LBM LogoBro as mockup since the beginning of 2020, and this one is the longest one because this is nearly 7 minutes, and it is also I'm pretty sure the last one I'm gonna make because like I've tried to kind of get back in to making these like a few times, but I just have never been great at coming up with ideas for new things. But I guess without further ado, here is Logo Bro S Mockups 6, the last in the series. Okay, I was gonna say that it's weird that I've gone back to like the old version of the intro here, but then I remembered that this happens. So I don't know why I just never updated that. And that is the end of logo. That is the end of LogoBro markups. I do think that by the time I made this video, I was pretty good at making these. I do think that I do kind of wish I strayed a little bit from the original boot screens in some of these. Maybe like maybe I should have made like more of like this kind of stuff. But yeah, you know what? It's fine. I don't think anybody was like clamoring for me to make another one anyway. So I think this was a pretty good last edition of the series. And I also completely forgot about like this whole part. Like, yeah, like pretty much for a while I basically said if you put a mock-up in the channel in the server in the Discord server specifically for mock-ups, then I will put it in the video. And like, granted, most of these were made by this person, but yeah, I think that was a good call. I kind of wish I had turned off the watermark so people could actually like properly see the names, but oh god. Oh god. I've got laryngitis. I think next up is I want to say next up is our final thing of the stream. And I'm kind of surprised by that because I feel like maybe it's because we haven't been going for 4 hours, but I feel like we haven't been going for as long as I thought we would. But you know what? I think that's okay. I kind of almost didn't want to do the stream today, but you know, I think by the time it was starting to get to like 7, I pulled myself together. Uh, so the last thing we are going to cover on this stream today is something called ITV Bandcamp, which is like just to kind of describe what this is, which I don't know if we're gonna watch like all of these. Like we'll definitely like see like a snippet of these because they're kind of repetitive. But ITV Bandcamp was like, again, if you know what the Bandcamp stuff is, it's like taking the audio of like a theme song or something and like kind of editing it in Audacity. That's what my Bandcamp is. That's obviously not what everybody's is, but that's pretty much what I did on Bandcamp, which I for some reason have open, even though the thing I'm about to show you is not actually on the Bandcamp because I got rid of it like a while ago. But this was pretty much that concept, but with like kind of like different ITV company logos, one one ident for each regional network station, whatever you want to call them. So like last up, we're just gonna kind of skim through these. This is the first one, Ill Intention 89, which is just normal ITV. Yeah, if you want to listen to like the full versions of these, then they are in a playlist on the channel. So this is Shining Armor, which is Anglia. This is TV Blue, which is Border, and I remember this one having a pretty boring video. Yeah, it's just this. This is Moon Defeat, which is central. It's just white. This is Channel Islands, which is, obviously channel television. It's kind of a weird video. This is a Harlot Work, which is HTV. I kind of like the video on that one. That's kind of cool looking. This is Striped Wonders of... Okay, I'm zoomed in correctly. This is Striped Wonders of Coronation Street, which is Granada. That's good. This is Fall of Individuality, Carlton. This is Contrasting Colors, Meridian. Channel 3, which could really mean anything, ITV, but this is Time Tease. This is Seraph Westface, which is westward. No, West Country. This is Scotland, which is, take a wild guess. This is Mountain Range, which is Grampian. This is Liquid Gold Melts Lungs, Yorkshire. This is Divided Sides 1972, which I'm kind of hesitant to show on stream because it shows like I think it shows footage of like an actual kind of war, aka the Troubles. Which, I mean, if you know anything about Ulster, because this is UTV Ulster Television. If you know anything about their history, then I mean you know what this is about. Yeah, this video contains clips that may be disturbing to some viewers. So we're just kind of gonna, yeah, you pretty much know what to expect there. Alphabetical, which is ABC, not the American network. And that just kind of ends. This is Associates Weekdays, which is ATV. This is Red Blue River, London Weekend. I do actually like the video for this one. This is First Up, which is Rediffusion. This is Shadow Compass, which is a Southern. This is Rainbow Color, which is TVS. This is Wales and West, which, I mean, you can probably tell, but it's TWW. It's Mainsail, Westward. This one has another very boring video. This is Southwestern, which, again, you could probably tell, TSW. I think this one looks neat. And finally, this is Flagship Skyline, which is Thames.
Having saluted our talented artists, I would like, if I may, on your behalf, to thank all of those thousands of men and women who've worked so creatively behind the cameras to bring you the best television we could. And we would like to thank you, our viewers. It has been a privilege to serve you. And for now, from all of us at Thames, past and present, we wish all of you a happy new year.
And, well, after that we have the credits, but I think that is pretty much it for ITV Bandcamp, which was, I mean, some of them looked pretty neat. I think it was a good call to kind of skip around a little bit. And with us finishing ITV Bandcamp, that is gonna be pretty much it for the stream today. I'm gonna be honest. I'm happy it didn't reach 4 hours. It went a little shorter than I thought it would. I thought we would like go to like 3 hours or something, but you know what? I'm fine with, what are we at right now? 2 hours 39 minutes. That's good. I think that's about like the length of the first stream. So yeah. Again, as I kind of predicted would happen, this was not exactly the most eventful stream we've ever done. Like, there wasn't the most, like... Actually, there's one more thing I want to show you after this. And it is a pretty... It is something that is still kind of in progress today. So, before we head out, this is the... Hold on. This is the ADTV wiki, which I kind of forgot to do in order because I was, too concentrated on actually finishing the stream. But this was the wiki that was made around this time for ADTV, and it is still decently active today. It's it's not like the most active place in the world, but it does have some interesting lore. It has like for example, if you go to like ADTV Alabama, you've got all this. You've got so many things. You got all the logos down here. So yeah, this is the wiki, and I think there's lore you don't see even on the archive channel. You got franchises that never got made into a thing. There's pages like this. Yeah, that's the wiki. And now, with that, I think we are pretty much good to call it a stream. As I predicted, there wasn't exactly the most big stuff that happened this time, but I think there was there was a lot more. There were some good things that I forgot we were covering this time. And there was some I forgot that DTV2 happened, and the LBM6, all that stuff. So yeah, it wasn't devoid of content, but especially compared to the last stream, which had it had the second and third channel. It had the Discord server thing happened. It had LogoBro. It had all that. And I just I don't think that this could have lived up to that, but with what we did today, I think it's fine. And I haven't looked ahead to see really what we're doing next time, because next time is when we're gonna start getting into the really modern stuff, stuff that's not less than a year old, more like stuff that's less than 2 years old. We're gonna finish up 2021 and get through a little bit of 2022. Kind of, it's gonna be a little longer than this one. It's gonna be, it's probably gonna actually reach, it's gonna at least reach 3.5 hours or something. But we are, and as I said, we are officially in the second half of these retrospectives. So, we have, we've done the early stuff. We've done 2018, 2019, and all that's left is the fifth stream, which is rest of 2021 to 2022, and the last stream, which is the rest of 2022 to the present day. And I am excited to kind of cover the more modern stuff, because I feel like since it's all still fresh in my memory, I'm going to have at least a little bit more to say about it, because I don't know, I feel like I didn't say a whole lot of actual insight during this stream, because it's not, again, it's not the most interesting part of this channel's history. But yeah, I think with that we are good to call it a stream. I'll see you guys next week, and bye bye.